What's up, everybody? This is Gabe Lancaster with True Agency Real Estate, back with another video. Today I'm going to be talking about the importance of home ownership and preparing to buy a house as we go into this recession that everybody's talking about. We've made 2 videos now talking about the market. My dad, Brad Lancaster, predicted that we're heading into a recession, and lots of people that I follow who have seen markets change, go up and down, are talking about how we're heading into a recession. So I believe that homeownership is very powerful, and that the importance of owning a home and getting into a home versus renting is still very, very important. And I wanted to make a video for anyone who's thinking of buying a house in the next couple of years and wants to know what steps you can take, to get ready to buy a house, even in the middle of a recession. I've been seeing lots of information lately about how we're in a recession and we're headed into a recession, but I'm still talking to people every day that want to buy houses. And I know that lots of my friends and family out there are still hoping to buy a house and would like to buy a house within the next couple of years. And I believe that home ownership is still so powerful. I worked with a seller just last week. We got his house sold super quick. He bought a house back in 2013. He made his monthly payments. He didn't even make any updates to the house. It's a house that's 120 years old. He lived there, liked it, felt like it was time to sell. He just recently sold, and he made nearly $200,000. $200,000 just from making his payments on an initial investment of $70,000. So if you watched our videos from a couple of weeks ago where we talked about the market and how it experiences these ups and downs, you know that real estate is a long-term game. It's about getting in and waiting. Nobody makes money by owning nothing. Even if you buy at the worst possible time, if you play it right, you will still make money off of your real estate investment. And that's why I believe that homeownership is so powerful. And I want to give you some tips right now to be able to prepare to buy a home during this recession. I wanted to give you just 3 tips, and this is for anybody that's looking to buy a house in the next couple of years. These are 3 tips that, regardless of what the market is doing, is going to get you ready to buy a house, okay? Number 1 is job history. If you have any desire to buy a house at all, at any point in your life, lenders are going to want to see that you have at least 2 years of consistent work history. That doesn't mean that you have 2 years at the same job. It doesn't even mean that you have 2 years in the same field. Just as long as you have 2 years of consistent income to prove that you can make payments, you're making enough money to be able to make monthly payments, okay? And the more money that you can make at a job, the better for you, because the higher that you can qualify for, right? Number 2, credit. Lots of people that I know are scared of credit.
Credit?
People avoid getting credit cards, people avoid getting car loans, things like that, because they're scared of debt. When used intelligently, when used with a good plan, credit and debt are very important in you being able to buy a house. A lot of people are talking right now about how interest rates are going up, and they are going up. Interest rates are higher than they've been in a very long time. The only thing that you can do as a normal person in our society to change what kind of an interest rate you're gonna get is by having the best possible credit score that you can have. Really what matters is that you can prove that you can have a line of credit and that you will make consistent payments and you won't build that credit up to huge amounts, okay? So what's important is get that little credit card, get that $500 credit card, maybe pay for your gas with it, and make sure you make your payment on time. Don't let that balance get too high. And after months of doing this, you'll build a good credit score. Number 3 is, what's number 3? Down payment. Now, like I said, these tips are not anything revolutionary, but these are 3 things that you can control that are going to help you be in a good position to buy a house, okay? Down payment is the last one, because the more money that you have saved up, the more buying power you're gonna have moving forward. What I suggest you do is you decide right now that you're gonna take 5% or 10% or 15%, whatever it is, of every single one of your paychecks. As soon as you get paid, the first thing that comes out is your 5% that you're putting into your down payment fund. Create a different account. If you use a bank that has an app, which I'm pretty sure most banks are gonna have an app that you can use. A lot of times you can go on there, you can create a new account without ever having to go in, name it down payment savings fund. And every time you get a paycheck, take a percentage of that money that you get paid and put it into your down payment account. Again, the more that you save here for your down payment, the greater your buying power is gonna be, because the more money you can put down on a house, the lower your monthly payment is gonna be. Okay, so the tips are, number one, you have to have job history. Regardless of what you're doing, you have to have stable income to be able to prove that you can make monthly payments, right? So you need 2 years of job history. Number two, you need a good credit score. In order to build credit, you have to have job history. So you have to be working to go apply for lines of credit. Once you get those lines of credit, make sure you make your payments on time and you don't max out your credit limits. You make small purchases on those credit cards. And number three, as long as you're smart about your credit, save money. Start saving money now, because as we enter this recession, prices could come down. There could be opportunities that haven't presented themselves in the last couple of years. The more money, the higher credit score that you have, the better your buying power is gonna be. Buyers are gonna have more leverage as we go into this recession. And the better credit score you have and the more money you have, the better place you're gonna be in to be able to buy houses. Wrapping things up, those are three basic, very, very, very basic things that you need to get in order to be able to buy a house, okay? Whether or not we're going into a recession, you need to have job history, you need to have a good credit score, and you need to have money saved up for a down payment. So I know this isn't anything revolutionary that I'm telling you, but what I want to emphasize is that home ownership is still so powerful. There will be opportunities that present themselves during this recession. Some of the wealthiest people in our world have made the majority of their money during recessions. So yes, we may be going into a recession. Gas prices are high, groceries are high, inflation is through the roof, things are expensive. So buckle down, start saving some money, and when the opportunity presents itself, you want to be in a position that you can move forward. So get in contact with me, get in contact with a good lender, and come up with, again, this is my thing, come up with a game plan so that when that opportunity does present itself to buy a house, you're in a position where you know you can do it. The last thing that I want to touch on is that when it comes to buying a house, people look at big numbers. They look at purchase prices, they look at interest rates, they look at these things that we really can't control a whole lot. What we can control is our monthly payments. The people who have made the most amount of money from their long-term investments in real estate find a way to make their consistent monthly payments over and over and over again. And over the long term, that leads to financial success, okay? So get with somebody who can help you create that game plan so that when the opportunity presents itself, you're ready to pull the trigger and get into your first house. That's all I've got for you for my 3 tips for buying a house as we go into this recession. As always, get in touch with me if you're even thinking about it. Let's get together. Reach out to me at my phone number, 801-860-3177. You can DM me on Instagram, message me on Facebook. If you're looking at this on UtahTrueAgency.com, there's a link there that will let you schedule a time to meet with me to create your game plan, to set up a game plan to help you get into your first house or your second house or however 18th house it is. Let's get together. Let's come up with a game plan. Thanks for watching.